they bring light, they bring warmth, they're really soft, they're very feminine. And I love this on kind of a deeper level too. I really feel this kind of shift towards settling in, kind of settling in and not going for something super bold or super crazy.
Casey's punching home creamsicle, which sounds very much more attractive to me.
I mean, when we talk about peach fuzz, this is not where my mind goes.
You heard them. Both of our Studio 5 style contributors, Megan Moore and Casey Matheny, filled us in on the Pantone color of the year earlier this week, Peach Fuzz. We don't love the name, but we're kind of growing on the color. It's this year's it color, making its way into beauty, fashion, and even home design, which is where we'll focus today, sharing all of the lovely ways Peach Fuzz, there it is again, can complement your home decor. Talented designer Liz Powell joins me to share and give her take on this Pantone color of the year. Thank you for being here.
Always a pleasure.
So I understand when you first got word of the color, you weren't totally thrilled.
No, I told your producer, like, can I do another color? I'm not, being an 80s child, this feels a little bit, you know, we had a bathroom that was peach.
And I was just telling you,
me you had a
my
bathroom.
bedroom was peach,
Oh,
my sister's bedroom was mint green, and then our Jack and Jill bathroom was peach and mint green. So it does take you back, and it can be hard, I think, especially in the realm of home design, to swallow or reimagine. But how are you seeing this now through fresh eyes?
Yeah, I think that this really is, I think they give us these colors to sort of get us thinking and get our juices going. And I think sometimes they're a little controversial. Maybe they know there'll be some shock value.
To create that buzz.
Yes, to create that buzz. But I think warmer colors are what's coming, for sure. These warmer corals and browns and reds, pinks, all of those, that's what's really coming. And so I like to think that this peach is just a representation of that, and maybe I don't have to literally put peach in my house.
Wall to wall.
Yes.
Well, you might have just answered my question, but as I started to think about this application, home design for the color peach, I started to think, is this the runway to brown? Are we going back to those heavier Tuscan tones?
Yep.
Really?
We are.
That feels so soon.
Right?
It does.
It does. I feel like every 7 to 10 years, we kind of swing back. We go cool, we go warm, we go cool, and it's always in a little bit of a different way, but that's what we do.
So we lived in cool gray white land for I guess actually about 5 to 7. So we aren't too shortcutting it too dramatically. But now we ease into warmth. What do you like about warm tones in general? What can they do for a home, or what feeling can they induce?
Warm tones have that ability to just brighten our space, to just warm it up. I think a lot of clients are coming to me now saying, oh, I like gray, I like white, but I want a cozier feel. Yeah. All of my clients are asking for that cozier, homier feel, and that's what warm tones do for us, for sure.
If you are someone who loves color, which that's me, and I never embraced, but it was so cold to me and so sterile, this feels like a nice complement to color in many ways.
Yeah.
With any color, you say we're not just going to focus on the peach, or as Pantone's dictated, the peach fuzz, but you say to broaden your idea of the tonal range and the tonal range.
For sure. So I brought my paint swatches here. This whole bucket, or a book of colors, is kind of what we're looking at. We're looking at the warmer grays, we're looking at the tans, we're looking at the browns, we're looking at the muddy, putty colors, we're looking at these reds and pinks. All of this, and surely all of us, can find a tone in here that feels like us, that feels like our home, and that is easily put into our home.
So don't limit yourself to peach per se, but widen the options.
Yeah.
You also encourage your clients and encourage us to blend various textures. What does that do, and what do you mean by that?
Yeah, well, we were talking about in the 80s. In the 80s, there was no texture. It was peach and it was mint, right?
Yeah.
And now we're seeing things like this, where we can blend these textures and we can sort of ease in to some of these things. So we can do that on pillows, we can do that on throws, we can do that with rugs, we can do that with layering accessories, but we can blend some of these different materials and not just go full on peach or full on brown.
Yeah.
But get a pattern to it, get some texture to it.
So some movement where it's not matte and flat.
Yes.
What colors do you like with these warm orange corally shades?
Well, I think a lot can go with them. What I like to find in the home is a unifying piece. Sometimes that's a piece of art, sometimes it's a rug. Most of the time it's one of those two. And maybe it has blues and greens and everything in it, but maybe it's also got some corals or peaches in it. And so then as trends go, warmer, you can pull out some of those peaches. And when peach is not the color you want to put in, maybe you can bring out a blue pillow, but something with a lot of variety of color.
Yeah.
And then you can specifically pull out a few tones.
In fact, you told my producer you like to think of these trendy tones as supporting roles. I like that.
Yeah.
Like, how can they support your space? Throw pillows,
For sure.
throws.
Yeah. So with timeless and trendy design, that's what they are. One is timeless and one's going to stand the test of time. And the other is trendy, and it's going to go in and out every 5 to 7 years. It just is. So yeah, we want to use them as supporting actors in our home. We want to love the pieces we bring in and not just bring in a color just because it's trendy, but bring in something that we love with these warmer tones, and that's easy to do in accessories, in art,
So
in
if
rugs
this is
and
your
pillows.
color, then this is your year. But if
Yes.
it's not, just consider smaller doses.
You can also bring it in paint.
Oh,
I mean,
sure.
paint is pretty inexpensive. It's
Yeah.
pretty easy to paint over. It's quite a statement. But if you love a new color, great, paint his face that. That's
I like
always
your
fun, too.
approach, though, to design. You need to love it, and timeless choices are the things that we love, not the colors
sure.
that are coming and going.
Yeah.
Liz, thank you so much. Where can we see more of your work?
LizPowellDesign.com and on Instagram at LizPowellDesign.
Liz Powell Design will link you over from our website. Happy New Year. We appreciate your
Thank you.
insight always.
Always fun to be here.